Hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Heather Forgan of stampwithnellie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK. Today's project is this lovely little post-it note cover, and it's actually pretty thick, so I've kind of reinforced the cover so that I tend to find that when I've made post-it note covers in the past with just a plain cover, they tend to get pretty dog-eared rather quickly. So I thought I would reinforce this one a little and see how that fares instead. So I have used Misty Moonlight card with some of the gorgeous Countryside Inn Designer Series paper, and then I've decorated it using the Labelled with Love stamp set, and I have used the punch. You can get dies that coordinate with this instead of the punch, or as well if you really want, but I do tend to prefer a punch. So I'm going to show you how I made it. I've got some of the supplies here already, and one of the other things to note is inside I added a little pocket, a little message that says you are loved, and then I could write something on that one as well to gift it. Okay, so you will get all of the measurements for this project in my blog post, and there'll be a link to that in the description below. I will try and give you the measurements as I go, and I'll try and get them right. Not always a given, so best place to check is my blog post. So I'm going to use my trimmer to do the scoring on this. This piece of card measures 5 inches by 9 inches, okay? And I'm going to line up this edge with the 3/4 mark here, 3/4 of an inch there, and score that. And then I'm just going to twizzle that around and do the same at this side here. So 3/4, no, that was an inch, Heather. 3/4 of an inch, like so. And then on the long side, no surprise, I'm doing 3/4 of an inch. And then I'm going to do 4 1/4. 4 3/4. And then I could either pull out the arm and do 8 1/4, or I could just twizzle it around and just do it at this end and just score 3/4 from the end. Okay, so you should have 3/4, 3 1/2, 1/2 inch, 3 1/2, and then 3/4 of an inch there. So let me just burnish these with my bone folder. And then we can do some marking and then our cutting. So you will need a ruler and a pen or pencil. And I'm doing it on the inside so that I can just use the pen that I've got lying here, and I don't have to worry about taking off any pencil marks. So what I'm doing is measuring from the corner and putting a little mark at 1 1/2 inches. Okay, then turn it around and again a little mark at 1 1/2 inches, and do that on all 4 corners. 1 1/2 on that side and 1 1/2 on that side. Then the next one, 1 1/2, 1 1/2, final corner, 1.5 that way and that way if I want to do that one, 1.5. Okay, now we want to draw a line that dissects that point there. So where our pieces, our score lines cross there, I want to draw a line to connect those 3 points there. Now you don't have to draw the line. You could just cut it if you're feeling brave. Okay. But for the purposes of this, I am going to draw the lines. You can see it dissects those there. Oops. Goes right through the centre there. And then the last one. All right, then let's come in with the snips and cut along those lines. And all of these marks that are left will be folded to the inside so that you won't see them. Okay. Now you could just do one and then use what you've cut off as your template for the others as well if you want to do it a little bit more quickly. If you're feeling confident. Right, then I want to cut up these score lines here. I'm going to take a wedge off either side like that, and then I'm going to just take a tiny little bit off, essentially just taking the score line itself off the centerpiece there, teeny tiny, so that that fits up and will give a little bit extra structure to that bit there as well. Okay, so again, straight up the score lines, tiny little bit off on the inside and a larger bit off on the outside. And it looks like that. Okay, so we're going to just glue all of these pieces down, and if you've not been 100% on your lines like that one, you may want to just do a little adjustment, or you can just squish it down. Right, bringing in my glue, I'm going to glue that piece down and give it a good press. Okay. And then I can do the other bits. That side and that one. Like so. So that's how you can see that it's reinforced. You've got double thickness on of the card along the edges. That will hopefully just give it a little bit more protection when it's in your bag, etc. I do like a sticky notepad for taking notes when I'm out and about, because then when I've written it I can take it off the pad and I can stick it where, you know, if it's something for my desk to remind me, or I can stick it on something in the kitchen if it was, remember to buy that the next time you're out at the shops. Whatever the little note is. Sticky notes are the best. Now, I've got a little bit of fluff there. I'll just trim that off. There we go. So, I'm going to burnish those score lines again as well. Okay. Make sure everything is nice and neat, so it's pretty sturdy. Then we'll just do a little bit of decoration. So I have this piece of designer series paper that is needing trimmed down, and it is 3 inches wide, and I need it to be 7 inches long. To be honest, you could do shorter, because you're not going to see much of this bit once you've got your sticky note on there. So what I'm going to do is add glue to all of it. And then I'm going to glue it on that half, and then fold it, burnish it, then glue the next bit, fold it and burnish it, and then just press that down like that. Okay, and then I've got my sticky note pad. That should have taken the plastic off, because I can never find, oh it did find the little tab. Lots of glue on the back of that, and that's the way up. Just lots, a little bit of glue on there. Pop that in the center here. That's going to go over like so. And then I've got some 3 inch by 3 inch paper that I'm just going to add to the front. Bearing in mind the direction of the pattern. And another one to add to the back. And because this is reinforced so that it doesn't get crushed in a bag, I don't really want to have lots of other bits and bobs in it. So I'm going to add, on it. So I'm not putting any flowers or anything like that, decorations on it. But I do want to add glue to 3 sides of that, and then pop that on there. As my little pocket that we can put a plain one in there. We'll just do a little bit of stamping. I'm going to go Misty Moonlight. Now, ordinarily I would stamp then punch, but for the purposes of this, I've that's punched then stamped. Then boho blue, all the colours coordinating with this gorgeous designer series paper pack. So that's my little message for inside, and I just want to do a little enjoy your day on the other. I needed 3 of those, I've only got 2. Let me just grab my punch. There we go. And this time I shall stamp the Misty Moonlight, like so, and then I've got the flower stamp from the same set. Pick that up and just add some of those on there. And then let me just put this out the way. On this one, I cut this one down the middle and added that. So let's just do the same. Cut it down the middle lengthwise. A little bit of glue along that edge. And add that to this one. Just leaving a little bit showing. Like that. And then a little bit of glue along that edge. And line that up. Press that down. And then glue all over the back. And pop that in the centre. And there we have it. Quick and easy. Reinforced, hopefully a little bit sturdier post-it note pack with a little message inside as well. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please do click on the subscribe button, click the bell and get notification the next time I upload a tutorial. Until then, please do take care. Bye bye.